It's starting. Okay, now it's live. Just to kind of get us started, I guess, it looks like we have to divide up into, what each person wants to write. Or do we want to talk about that, or would we rather just talk about the study first, what we want to do?
Let's talk about the study first, and
Okay.
then
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Suggestions. What did you guys, anything that you guys came up with that would work for all of our people?
one that I saw was it's written funny, sort of, but it says, "How many times do you have to drop 10 quarters while re-dropping all the ones that land on heads until you get all tails?" And that could be any coin; it doesn't have to be a quarter.
Uh-huh.
But it was just like, how long does it take you to get all 10 into tails?
Uh-huh.
So that's something that we could all do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm assuming they have coins in Ghana. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's a good point. We could just say coin as opposed to quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
That's a generic.
where I got that from, it was an elementary school test. It was a kid from elementary school doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And he did quarters and then compared it to pennies, nickels, and dimes to see if there was any difference in the.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know why there would be, but anyway, we wouldn't have to go that far.
Yeah.
And then another one I found was just how long does a stoplight stay red?
Oh.
But that would mean we'd have to go sit on an intersection for a little while and time the red light. But
well, and I'm wondering if they have, like lighted
I don't know what kind of a town he
intersections.
lives in.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
So those were some I thought of that didn't include any store-bought products.
Right.
Right. Okay. That sounds great. I mean,
I don't know what you guys come up with.
one of the things that I thought, I mean, it's an example that he basically gave us was comparing bookstore prices of books in a bookstore, and I just thought instead of doing the BYU bookstore versus on the internet in general, I just thought we could do like Amazon versus Barnes and Noble, but that would require choosing, at least 30 books or whatever, and I don't know that I like that idea. I just was thinking something that we could do on the internet where he would have the same exact opportunity to look to do the research. You know what I mean? It could be any price of anything if we wanted to compare different stores, but I don't love that idea. How about you, Jody?
Well, let's play around with the book I did just to feel it out.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what kind of study, because we don't necessarily have to have it be specific books. It could be
comparing any two books.
Or it could be just like maybe price, where maybe the way Julius researches it is on Amazon. And then maybe one of us takes a different bookstore, each of us take a different type. And then you know how like you draw one and then you roll your dice for now you're going to do every nth book and check the price down the aisle. I don't know. Like I'm just trying to think of how we could incorporate that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that's really solving,
right.
Average book price or
yeah, that's a good point.
I had fun looking this morning. I was like looking at third grade science projects.
What I was looking at too, all these elementary ones.
It was awesome. So here's
He said we don't have to cure science, so
right. So here was one though. Does adding salt to pasta make it cook faster?
Oh.
I don't know how many pots of pasta.
I don't know.
Well, but it depends on probably an electric stove versus a gas stove too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I was like, okay, that would be simple because I'm sure
measure that
pasta is
pasta doneness a personal preference.
That's a good point. How would we measure? It is a nice idea.
I know, right? Well, I was like,
I'd love to know.
There was a toilet paper study where they wanted to see if the different ply strength mattered. It wasn't based on the product. So what they did is they took just a square of toilet paper and put a rubber band around it on a can. And they had a water dropper and they had a weight. It was either marbles or pennies, and they would drop water till it got a hole through it and they would see how many times. Anyways, they compared that.
Oh, you mean an empty
can? brand to brand?
Yes, an empty can. So they didn't do brand specific. They just said, doesn't matter if it's 1-ply, 2-ply, or 3-ply.
Oh, okay.
Which one was stronger?
Huh.
See, I'm telling you.
I think that's all we're expected to do is just something simple. It's more of the process than the
Right.
topic.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I'm like, okay, we could do like what he suggested on his video. We could say, okay, what's the average weight of a mango?
Mhm.
I
I
mean,
thought of that too. Does Julius have access to a fairly accurate scale?
Mhm. Or do
I'm
we
very
have access to it?
uneducated on what Ghana is like. I don't know how
right. Well, and that's why I was
how
wondering, because
modern it is.
sometimes stores sometimes have scales in them.
Like an electronic scale?
They're not electronic. Ours
like
aren't
the
at our
weight,
grocery
the
store.
weight. Yeah,
They're
not
just,
ours either.
yeah. So I was like, I don't know if he'd have access to that.
I think you'd have to have a pretty accurate digital scale to get any accurate
Right.
readings
Between
on
the four
a
of
single
us.
thing of fruit.
Right.
I mean, I have a kitchen scale I could take into the grocery store. I don't want to have to buy all the fruit, but
Mhm.
weigh it that way. But I don't know if that would work for everybody.
Right. I know. I'm just like, I don't even know.
Makes it tricky.
It is tricky.
We,
I wondered also about McDonald's fries. I wonder if he has McDonald's because I thought that might be some, like if we were to do something with counting large, like counting
what is the average
How
fries
many?
in a large order or something?
Exactly. So, I mean, that's
Mhm.
stupid, but I just was wondering because sometimes McDonald's is international. I mean, I know that it is in
Yeah.
many countries. I don't know if that's a reasonable thing to do or if that's even
Right,
fun.
if
But I
that's
just
even
know
possible.
that if it's, I just
Yeah,
was
since
thinking
we don't
what
know
kind
his
of
financial
places.
situation.
Yeah. How many bucks?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm
I
back.
don't want to make him buy anything.
Right.
Very good point. Well, we could do the coin thing. I mean, it's easy enough to, or something with a die, with dice,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
considering our international group. I don't know. Tell me again what the coin thing entailed, Meredith. Because
So the guy that did it, he built a platform out of Legos. This was an elementary school kid, remember? That was like a foot high, and he lined up 10 quarters along the edge, and then used a ruler to dump them all off at the same time,
okay. Oh, I see.
and then counted how
Push
many
them off.
tails.
Okay.
Yeah, he pushed them all off at the same time, and then counted how many tails. Took the ones that were heads, put them back up on top, and slid them all off at the same time, and said, "How many times will it take me until I get all tails?"
How many
So the ones that
times?
were tails would stay tails, and he'd just redo the heads until he got all tails.
Okay.
So I don't know.
That seems like a reasonable one. I mean, it seems easy, and it seems, like we could all do it with the same. We could all do it. We all have coins, access to coins.
Right. We would just have to make sure it's all the same coin. Like, not each of us, but I'm saying just
coin.
individually, all of us would pick like all dimes or all quarters, so they're the same
Yeah,
weight.
all of the same coin.
Mhm.
You mean he would have to do that as well?
As long as we each used, like, if I used all of the same coin, like I used all quarters.
Right.
I couldn't use like
Gotcha.
some quarters, some dimes, and some pennies because
Right. Because they're all the same.
I don't know how that would work.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So just 10
So,
like coins.
Okay.
well, let's look at our design the study page and let's see how we can fill that out.
Okay.
Yeah, if we can make it sound good.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So wait a second.
We can make anything sound good, Meredith.
Sound good.
Sound collegiate.
Yeah, he's not going to take any. It's got to be a nice.
Can you
We
guys?
lost her.
Did we lose her? Because all of a sudden it
Yeah,
just.
she
It's quiet.
She got dropped, and she's the one running it, wasn't she?
She is, but it still says it's recording.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay.
Are you guys there? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
she's back.
I'm sorry. I closed my computer thinking, oh, I'm just going to put this to the side. But of course, that hung up on everybody. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't know what I missed.
Okay, you didn't.
We were
we
just
just
like, wait a minute,
waited.
it got really quiet.
Where are we? Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay.
Okay.
So if we were to state our research question, we would say,
Is
how
that
many
down here?
times? Oh, on number 1, is that where we would be?
I'll just read you what this kid did.
Okay.
He wrote, how many times do you have to drop 10 quarters while redropping all the ones that land on heads until you get all tails?
I love it.
Okay. I do
Drop
too.
10,
I do.
because it's already written out there for us, that nice little elementary school child.
Yes.
Is this-
Catherine Gilbert?
This isn't plagiarism though, right?
We may have to reword that, but that's how she did it.
Okay. That's a very good question. How many times do you have to drop 10 quarters?
You can say coins because they're not
Okay.
necessarily doing
Yes.
just 10 same coins or something, 10 like coins. Just so we know that it's 10 of all the same
Yeah.
or 10 of all the same coins. Either way.
You have to drop 10 light coins in order to, what did you say it was?
Let me see it again. How many times do you have to drop 10 like coins,
Uh-huh.
comma, while redropping all the ones that land on heads until you get all tails? And we can rephrase that middle
Yes.
thing if we need
Until
to.
you get all tails.
Or we could say how many times till you get all heads, re-rolling
Let's
the tails.
definitely
and then
say
we're not-
that. Let's do that because that changes it right up. Yep.
We want heads, not
We
tails.
need to have at least 5 words in a row that are not the same. You would like to know. We are trying to determine
There you go.
Okay. Okay, so that sounds like a great little research question.
Mm-hmm.
We could move on to what population.
So
go
what
ahead,
do we
go ahead.
say? We're trying to determine. Are we
Yeah,
all
read
submitting
out
just
what you
one
got.
together, or?
We have to. One person has to. Well, so this is what I was wondering if we should figure out. Also, we have to figure out one person who is going to write the design study. Now we all collaborate on all of these steps,
Mm-hmm.
but one person will write it and submit it. Then we all have to collect the data. One person has to describe the data. And then I thought with number 4 and 5, make an inference and take action, since those are due the same week and since they're not enormous steps, one person could do that one. And then create a PowerPoint presentation, one person would do that. And then the evaluation we all have to do. So basically there are 4 separate groups that need to be submitted. So each of us could take one of those. And then the other 2 we all have to do.
Right. So why it's just throwing me off when it says main writer for almost all of those. We're just
So
writing
It's just
up.
that one person submits it. So you have one person in charge
Okay.
of writing it up and submitting it for the group, but we all get credit.
Yeah. So we each take a step essentially.
Okay.
But we work on
but-
them all together. One person just does all the writing. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Hey, no, I don't want anyone to have to do all of it.
Yeah, that would
We
not
just
be
take a
fun.
turn with one of those or the 2 together, like we said.
Okay. So we just kind of collaborate every time.
Yes.
Okay.
Does anybody want to take the design the study, or does anybody want to choose one of the options?
Well, really, I feel like it's all of us are doing each of these.
That's
Together.
absolutely right. It says we're supposed to do it all together. All members of the group should help, provide ideas, and give feedback together on each step. But one person has to do the writing
Right.
for each one. So,
I'll be honest, my strength is not writing.
well, we're going to go through this together. So
And well, I'll give feedback and suggestions on anything that needs to be changed, but it's just
Right.
everybody takes a turn.
Yeah.
do the submission thing.
Well, we wouldn't take action. I can answer that right now.
Who cares?
I'm filling that in. None.
So 4 and 5 will not be very hard. It
Yeah.
won't be long.
And describing the data, that really won't be too difficult for all of us to discuss together what our results were.
I'm willing to design the study, do the writing for the design the study, unless you guys feel strongly about anything.
No, that's fine.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so
I
I'm
think
going
they're
to
all equally strange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to fill my name in then for step 1 being the main writer. Because
Okay.
at some point we do have to, I think maybe, I don't know where, it says somewhere on this, that we have to submit who's going to be doing each step to him. So I guess our group leader is supposed to, where did it say that? Our group leader is supposed to, where does it say that? Submit who's doing
If you want to save this as a Google Doc,
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
and
that's a
then we
good
can all
idea.
see what you're doing.
Okay. I have to admit I don't know how to do that.
Oh, well, let me do it then.
Okay, do it, Meredith.
So you'll just start it
Okay.
up, right?
Because that makes sense.
Yeah, then we can all have access to it.
on.
I know what it is, I just haven't done it before.
Okay, hold on. It'll just take me a second. After I minimize all these windows that are open on my screen.
Have you guys ever done the shared Google Doc as well for PowerPoint?
No.
Yeah, I don't like it as well as PowerPoint. The Google Slides or whatever it's called.
Right. But it is nice. Well, it's through your PowerPoint, but it is nice to be able to just give feedback on each of those and just see it that way. And then it's like each person can take
A part.
a part of it a little bit. You know, like all of us are going to be doing our own data.
Mm-hmm.
So is that under describe the data?
Collect the data. Oh, is that what you mean?
Well, we're all collecting it.
Uh-huh. But then to describe it.
But now, would the person describing the data, would they combine the spreadsheet? Like, would they be responsible for doing that?
That's a very good question. Well, yes, because we have to do it all together into one document.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you setting that up, Meredith? Is that what you're...
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
putting in your email addresses so you guys have.
Okay. No problem. I just wasn't sure if there was just a silence for fun.
Oh, no.
To move on.
Well, I think it's funny because we're going to be specific about who the writer is for each of these things.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like we're all going to talk to each other anyways. Like this describe the data,
Yeah.
we're going to come up with a data sheet that makes sense to us.
Yes.
So it's easy to put in one.
Right. But we just have to have one person submitting. So essentially the
Right.
writer is submitting.
Right.
So
And
that's good.
I'm fine for being the writer for describe the data.
Okay.
Why not?
Meredith, are you okay with these choices? Would you prefer to jump in, or what do you
Sorry, I'm still okay. Did you guys
Okay.
get an email?
Yes, I did. I'm opening it.
Okay. Now I just need to give you guys editing rights.
think? Did you send it to the BYU one?
No, it's all your Gmails
Okay.
or your Mac.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be Google.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Because it's a Google Doc.
Okay. I'm gonna have to.
Oh, come on. I have a few different Gmails, so I have to sign out of one
Oh.
to access it. No, it's fine. I've got to figure out how to sign out of my other one because it won't let
I can
me.
give it to that one if you want to just tell me the address. I can send another one.
No, it's my Relief Society one.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, you guys should all have editing and viewing.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
No, 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 no. Um,
Or
I'm
let's
not
see,
seeing
can we do? All right, I just put the link in the chat function of our Hangout. If you can click on that, that should get you in as well. If you
Okay,
see that on the Hangout.
I am. Okay. Yay. So then we can just type into this? Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can all see the changes.
Okay. Awesome. I'm so impressed. You guys are so good. Okay, so what do we need to do next? Let me just check.
Okay.
I was just handwriting everything in here so far.
Okay. I'm on there twice. I don't know why I'm on there twice in our group now, but I am.
Where?
Well, it shows all our Hangouts on air. Oh, there we go. Nope. Still has me down as twice. I was trying to sign out of
great.
one. And I was like, what is it doing? Oh, fun. Okay. Anyways, I'll open it up in a bit. I don't want to lose you guys.
Okay.
Well, anyone with the link can now get in. So if you click the link that I posted on the group chat
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
on the Hangout, you should be able to get in without any problem,
Okay.
no matter who you're signed in as.
Okay.
Yep.
What did I just do?
I get to see everything
I
you're
just
doing,
lost it.
Elizabeth.
I just lost something. I don't know what I did. Oh, scare me.
No, that's funny.
Wait, how can you see what I'm doing?
It tells me where
Well,
you are.
start typing. Yeah, like I can type my name right here.
Oh, look, there's Meredith.
Okay, awesome. But if it's rearranging things, is that okay? Does it matter? I'm going to type my name in then too.
Get centered.
Wait, how to do that? No, that's not what I meant to do.
She's like, no.
How do I get rid of all this?
Delete some of the line.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
You're okay.
We're going to be all right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, type your name in, Jody.
Yep.
Or do you want me to? I can do that.
Go for it.
Go ahead and do it, because the way I got to sign out of one account, but I don't want to lose you. Oh, there it is. Hey,
Okay.
look at that. I'm putting it in.
All right, and then we'll put Julius.
Jody Smith.
Wait, I put you in already.
Oh.
Wait, but Julius is not. Oh, I'll just have to. Ahiaku is his last name.
Yes.
So you're here twice now, Jody.
Oh, maybe mine. I think the internet might be slow on mine because everything's delayed on mine.
Okay.
That's what I'm wondering. All right. I won't write. I'll let you be the writer.
Save. And this is just Design the Study, Google Docs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saving so that we're not. Does it automatically save?
It saves everything, yeah, as you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. It doesn't look very pretty. How do I make it prettier? There you go.
It'll work. Don't worry. We'll figure it out. All
I
right.
need it to be symmetrical.
I know.
All right.
This
Good
is
job,
why you're
Meredith.
the writer, Meredith. Elizabeth.
No, I'm not.
Won't line up.
Okay, it looks better than it did before. Better than before. Okay, so the writer for the Design the Study is going to be Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I can just get rid of these lines by going like this.
Yeah.
Is that you, Meredith?
I'm not doing that, no.
Oh, it's just I see something. Okay, and then everyone writes up the main writer for describe the data. You said you were going to do that, Jody?
Yes, I'll do that.
Okay. Meredith, are you okay with all these decisions?
Sure. Do you want me
Okay.
to do the PowerPoint? And then that leaves
Sure.
these two for.
Ah, Yep.
Yes.
I don't know exactly what the PowerPoint's supposed to entail, but okay.
I emailed you
Yeah.
guys one I found that was kind of like a PowerPoint, but just to give us an idea. I'm a very visual, like, let me see ideas. And the way they had it laid out was pretty simple to follow. So, anyways.
So just as an example for us to follow.
Well, it's just an example of what it could look like. They used a different software than just the regular PowerPoint, but just the idea how they included their pictures of their data along with descriptions in plain English of what it meant.
Okay. Maybe you could send us an example. You sent something, or you sent an email, but there was no attachment from.
Yeah, I noticed that. So I apologize.
Okay.
I will send
that's
you
okay.
the link.
That's okay, but maybe that we could use that as a guide. Hi. Let's go.
She ate her fruit snack all gone.
Great job.
Compose.
It's my meeting. Want to say hi?
Hi. Hi. How fun.
Okay, go get that.
Boy, they're great. You do these with kids home all the time, Meredith?
Yeah.
I'm so
I have
impressed.
2 at home and 4 in school.
Wow, my kids would not be that well behaved because I haven't heard your kids hardly at all through these.
I usually have my door closed. I just didn't for this one.
Yeah, but then
They
they
know
bang
not
on the
to come in if my
door. They
door's
want
closed.
some. That's a good point. That's very sweet. Good kids. Okay. Did you have something that you wanted to say, Jody?
Oh, no. I just was agreeing she has great kids that they let her do this.
Okay. So after we've designated each, ask your group leader to submit this document with the names filled in above. That's what I was wondering about. So just that part we have to submit? Just telling him who's going to do it?
I wonder if we should try to fill in some of these others, though.
I think we at least need our research question, or did you already put that somewhere?
I have not put it in yet.
So that would be under number.
I'm going
Are
to
we supposed to
just.
fill these in? 1, 2.
What did I just do? Undo.
What?
Okay, so that's under number 1. I want to move it down so that it's all on the same page. Like that. Do you know what I mean?
There you go.
Okay. Okay, so state our research question. Yeah, we definitely would have to submit. I just was wondering if, never mind, sorry. All right, so moving on to our research question. We are trying to determine how many times you have to drop, we would have to drop.
Uh-huh.
Would change the wording up a little slightly. Drop 10 similar coin, no, 10
Like coins, I think is what we said.
like coins while
Is redropping all coins.
redropping. Is that a word? Redropping? It's mad at me.
I made
Is
it
it
a word.
Maybe put a hyphen.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it works. Redropping redropping all coins that
Say land.
on.
Did we say
Heads?
tails? I think we said tails to switch it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tails until you get all tails.
Heads.
All heads.
Oh, okay.
And then I think, oh, you already did. We were trying to determine. Yep.
Oops.
Okay. We might as well go through some of these other questions, though, see if it kind of fits what we're supposed to do.
Okay. So what population are we studying? We are studying coins.
I don't know.
Who are we studying? We are studying. That's a very good question. Um,
Hmm.
two-sided coins. I don't know.
Yeah, two-sided coins, that works. That's the whole population, and then we're going to test 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
A two-sided coin.
Well, it'd
Yeah.
be all two-sided
10?
coins is the
Setting. Oh,
population.
that's yeah. Okay.
Because our
We-
experimental unit would be 10, I
Mhm.
guess, 10 coins.
Mm-hmm.
The population we
Of
are
two-sided
studying.
coins.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are of two. Okay. Should I answer that in a full sentence like we are studying the population of?
Sure.
Sure.
Anything to make it sound more college level.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. We are studying the population of two-sided coins. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of all two-sided coins? Should I say of all two-sided coins? No.
No.
No, just say of
I
two-sided
think just
coins.
two-sided coins
Okay,
in
got it.
general. Maybe he'll give some feedback if that's not right, but I think
That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, so what is our experimental unit? In other words, what is the smallest entity from which you're collecting a single piece of data to use for analysis? Our experimental unit.
would that be 10 coins or just one?
I would think the smallest entity would be the one coin. Would you?
But I think it's 10 because our test is on 10 coins.
That's our
Right.
sample, like our experimental unit is. Okay.
Well, okay,
I'll say
so
that.
our population is all two-sided coins.
Mm-hmm.
We're experimenting with 10,
Okay,
right?
that makes sense.
Or is that
I
right?
think so.
I think that sounds good.
Okay, is 10 two-sided coins. 10 likes two-sided coins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our response variable. Oh my stars.
Would that
Go
just be
back to
heads
chapter
or
Like to
tails?
determine. Um,
I think it'd just be heads or tails.
Well, what are we looking for? We're looking for heads, right?
Yeah.
So is that what it is? The one we're looking for?
Hmm.
I'm going back to my
I'm
text.
Googling our response variable.
what is the response variable? I'm typing the beginning of our sentence. Variable that changes as a result of the changes in the manipulated variable.
Do you know what's going to be funny though? It's like the collection of data is all going to be using Excel, and we haven't used Excel much.
You know what? Your sound is kind of.
Sorry,
Okay.
yeah, I moved it.
Oh, okay.
No, I
Good.
was just
That's
I was
better.
just saying things that are. It's funny because we're going to end up putting all of our data in Excel, and we've just been using SPSS, so that'll be fun to relearn Excel.
Can we not use it SPSS?
I don't know if we can. Can we?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know how to use Excel in this, quite honestly.
I don't either.
Well, it shouldn't be too bad for us because all we're going to be doing is creating our categories. We're going to create how many n times or how many coins on each toss are heads and how many tails is what I would think we're doing, right? And then we're just seeing how many times until we hit heads.
So we're just
Should
gonna
we each
plug
assign
in those-
ourselves a different type of coin? Like you take quarters, I take dimes, and that way Julius can take
Whatever.
some coin they use
So that
there, and
ours
that way we
are-
can put those into different groupings?
Well, what are we
Okay.
testing? Are we testing which type of coin, or are we testing just the generic 10 like
Heads.
coins? Because I don't want to add too many variables in there for it to be kind of a confusing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm fine if
Okay.
we assign it that way, but I don't think that's something we'd want to put in our data to have too many variables so they're not confused about what are we testing.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But, okay.
Yeah. How, um,
So for number 4, could we just put our response variable is which side of the coin lands up? Or is that not specific enough?
um, I'm really stuck on this.
So okay, let's define what's response variable here. Or just to, you know,
Yeah. So that we go back to basic. My
Right.
When I googled it, it says this is the variable that changes as a result of the changes in the manipulated variable. That doesn't sound like a very helpful.
now,
You guys have a better definition.
now I'm more
than that.
confused. Thanks, Elizabeth. No, just
I
kidding.
know too. I know. Seriously. A responding variable is the component of an experiment that responds to change. See, this isn't responding to change. That's not going to work here. Let's see. I'm just looking for a great definition. Something that responds to change unique. None of this.
So it's the variable that is measured or observed, right?
Let me just look at my notes. Measured or observed. So our response variable is the number of times. That's what we're measuring, right? The number of times it takes to.
Or is it just, should we just say it's the number of times it takes to, no, that's our whole study.
Yeah. But
Couldn't find anything in my notes about.
maybe that's what we're trying to.
So,
That's what we're trying to determine.
okay, so this one says a response variable is the particular quantity that we ask a question about in our study.
The number of times, then, wouldn't it be?
That's what I'm wondering if it's just a way of, we're kind of rewording it a little bit.
Yeah, the number of times. Should we try that and see what he says? I mean, he said he'll give us detailed feedback. The number of times, because that's what we're trying to measure.
Mm-hmm. So do you want an example of how they described that? I'm finding all these
Sure.
things and I'm trying to read them as I'm trying to help you guys too. But so these guys' hypothesis question was, they're curious of the number of hours spent doing homework has an effect on the grade a student earns, okay? And so their number of hours studied is the explanatory variable, but the score on the test is the response variable. So
So that's more of like an if-then study. You know, if this
Right.
happens, does this happen? Where ours isn't really follow that
it's really not.
format.
So
This one says a response variable is the particular quantity that we ask a question about in our study.
So we're asking about the number.
So do we have to make an estimate of the number in our hypothesis?
Then it says a response variable may not be present in a study.
Okay.
The naming of this type of variable depends upon the questions that are being asked by a researcher.
Yes. Say not in this
You
study.
just put there isn't one. See what he said.
Sure. Sure.
I like it.
There is not a response variable.
Then I'm reading down. The conducting of an observational study would be an example of an instance where there is not a response variable. An experiment will have a response variable.
So we would have because this is an experiment.
Yeah.
Did you say this is an experiment?
This is, isn't it?
We're
Because
not,
it's numerical.
but we don't have a control. We don't
Yeah,
have, you know what I'm saying? We don't have a control group and a treatment group. This is just I would say this is closer to an observational study because this is an observation that we're making.
So could we just put this as an observational study and therefore there isn't one?
Let's try that.
Okay, go back to show in my room.
Like, would an example of another observational study be like when they gave the example, those students that went and they checked prices on cereal boxes because they weren't changing anything.
Right.
That's
And that
just
was
what their observation was.
This is really confusing.
I know.
This says the collection of data can fall into one of two categories, an experiment or an observational study. Although both of these processes involve the acquisition of data, the philosophy and methods of each one is quite different from one another. What's the difference? Hold on, I'm skimming. The hallmark of an experiment is that the individual or team conducting an investigation is curious about a particular variable. To investigate this variable, the researchers strive to control all other variables pertaining to the subject. So I don't think that's...
No.
Hey, so I have a question.
Sure.
When looking at our research question, do we have a hypothesis, really? And
I think that's why we need to compare to, like,
right.
where we do need the extra variable of would it be dimes or quarters or nickels or the Ghana and penny or whatever they use in Ghana. I don't know.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Even
Like,
though likely there's not a difference, that could be our hypothesis, is that there is no difference, and then we could
okay,
Oh,
prove
yes.
it right or wrong.
because we don't have an alternative hypothesis to go from with that.
So we could say there is no difference, right?
Well, our null hypothesis would be that there isn't a difference in how long it takes for each type of coin.
That it's equal to 0, you mean? So, or I mean equal to, oh man.
Equal to all of the results. Like,
or the difference is 0.
See, I see where you're going with that, Meredith. So I'm like rereading. I'm like, I don't think we have a full design. So we stated our beginning question. So now would we say
We'd have to change our question.
Right. So we are testing to see if it's the same response between coins of different sizes.
Or just different types.
Right.
So we are trying to determine if there is a difference in the number of times you'd have to drop. Let me go back to that one person's thing. Yeah, the original person that did this had that. How many times do you have to drop 10 quarters while redropping all the ones that land on heads until you get all tails? Also, do the results vary if you use pennies, nickels, dimes, or 50-cent coins?
Okay.
So would we add that into original sentence, or do we want to add that?
I would add another sentence in the end.
Okay. Tell me what
Do
you
the
said.
result, well, like she put, do the results vary if you use pennies, nickels, dimes, or 50-cent coins? We'll
That's
have
the
to
right
list the ones that we choose to use.
AARY, right?
Yeah.
Do the results vary if you? I'm sorry, I was.
If you use pennies, nickels, dimes, or 50-cent coins is what she put. But we would just have to decide which ones we're going to use.
Ghanaian. I don't know how to spell Ghana.
Ghana.
We'll have to.
Ghanaian.
We need Julius here so he can direct
Is
us.
that how you write Ghanaian?
I have
That's
no
what I'm
idea.
gonna guess. Ghanaian something.
I had it this morning. Yeah, it is.
Is it really?
Yes, it's
Are they
something.
British? I'm gonna write that until further notice.
No, it's Sadie. It's CEDI.
CEDI. Okay.
Gonna say. I think it's Sadie. I need Julius. to
I know
correct
we
me.
do. I'm gonna put a question mark on it so that I get back to it. I mean, because I'm making it up. That is hilarious. That's not their dollar, is it? That's a coin, right?
I don't know.
That's
Okay.
just the name of their currency. That's just why
Right.
they say money,
Oh,
I
I see. Okay, so we should choose a piece of their currency then,
I-
shouldn't we? Or a coin?
think. I can't
See,
find
this
it.
is.
We'll let
okay,
him help us. We get back to
So
this.
they have. I don't know what they have. Dang.
I'm scared to leave this page because I lost it so easily before that I'm like,
They have. This is what I'm reading on Wikipedia.
that's the source.
I know their coins is a 1, 5, 10, and 20 and 50 cent.
I see that. Yeah.
I think.
And what do they call it though? I wonder what's their name for
They have
Pesewa?
half penny, 1 penny, 3 pence, 6 pence, 1
Oh, pence.
shilling, 2 shillings, 10
Shillings.
shillings.
They're all over the place, people.
Oh no, wait,
Isn't that like
that's
Book of Mormon times?
that's from way back. Hang on, that's from like the early 1900s. I'm scrolling. Now they call them
Sadie.
Pesawa.
Go down. It says 1967 to
Yeah, I'm
2007.
getting more to the current years.
I might go down.
Okay, yeah, so SETI is a coin.
Okay. He can confirm this for us. Hopefully we'll have him on these.
See, they
And then they call them pesawas.
have crowns.
I don't know how you pronounce that. PESEWA.
Yeah.
That's from 2007 today. And
One
SETI,
Pesawa
however you
is
say
a,
that.
oh, I see. I know. Now I'm
Just put
going down
Pesawa
with you.
/ SETI, and then we'll find out from him what
Okay.
he can have, what he has access to.
Okay.
Basiwas.
PESEWA.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. Do the results vary if you use pennies, nickels, dimes?
But they have
coins?
new city.
Oh, they're brand. He can just choose one, and he can tell us which
Yeah.
one to
And
refer
then
to.
we can change that one.
I'm just having fun.
Good job.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so now we're still at the what is the response variable? This is an observational study. Do we feel like this is it?
I feel like that's still correct
So there is no response variable.
because we're not creating an experimental group. We're just observing the results of these.
Yeah. He can tell us
Okay.
if we're wrong there, but I like
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Yeah, I do too. Is your response variable quantitative? So it would be categorical.
Well, no, because we're how many times, that would be quantitative. Right?
Uh-huh.
I was confusing categorical with observational. Sorry. Okay, quantitative. Our response variable is
Well, now it's asking if our response variable is quantitative. So if we say it's quantitative, that means we have one. So now we got to change number 4.
Dang it. Could we just, I don't know.
Maybe the response variable is type of coin. No, I don't know.
It could be.
But then that's not quantitative or category. This is so confusing.
You could type in, we are confused. Please help us.
I'm going to take out this, what is the response variable, because I don't think we know yet. We just were thinking that the study was quantitative.
Yeah.
Back to response variable.
Is it type of coin, or are we going with n times we drop the coins?
The number of times. I would have thought it would be,
Because the number of times would be quantitative. The type of coin would be categorical. But isn't our overall study based on how many times?
yes.
I'm just voicing my thoughts out loud. So
Yeah, I want to say that the response variable is the number of times.
That works. And that's quantitative.
what are we going to do if he's like, this is not a good study?
No, he's going to have to
give us
just,
another one.
he's going to
I
give us
think
some
the study
feedback.
itself is probably fine. We just may have some of the details.
Yeah, a fifth grader did it and it worked. So,
No. Ew.
or a third grader or whatever.
I should
The
read you her
response-
message. It's funny.
Aw, the response variable is the number of times we would have to drop 10 Litecoins.
Yes.
Do I just spell that out? 10.
No.
Wow. And then I keep typing it up while redrawing, or just end it with that?
I just leave it at coins. Yeah.
Okay. Is your response variable quantitative? Our response variable is quantitative. Period. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Which statistical method are you going to use for your study? It should be one of the following 8 methods. So it's quantitative, and we have.
We're going to have 3 or more samples, aren't we?
Yeah, because I'll have pennies and nickels and.
Okay. Do I
You just highlight?
that?
Yeah.
How do I highlight on here? Let's see. Is it not text color? Bold?
You could just bold it.
Okay.
If you can't figure out a way to highlight it.
I'm just looking. I don't see a way.
Color too, I suppose.
It's not under editing, though. So, I don't know.
Okay, where is the color? Is this? Oh, there's the color. I'll put it blue.
Ooh,
How's that?
there you go.
Or does that look like we're a URL or something? Okay.
It's good.
All right. So what are your null and alternative hypotheses? Please review the format of it. Okay. And it has to be, okay, so going back to our little notes for a 3 or more sample for the ANOVA, it has to be, it's words. It's the, I don't know how to write the,
All samples are the same.
no,
And then isn't,
I'm going to write it out.
yeah.
'Cause I don't know how to
Oh, I
write
can-
H
Well, no, I
sub
don't.
0.
Yeah, I figured out how to do it in Word, but I don't know how to do it here.
This will work, right?
I mean, you could probably copy paste a picture of the equations, but
You can just put HO and HA too.
That's true.
It doesn't have to be
What would
sub.
you guys prefer that I
Either way.
Okay. Is it okay if I just spell it out?
think of this as a rough draft. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not going to be the end of the world. Okay, so all
samples.
All the means are equal.
Yeah.
all of the means are, should do the symbol, right? Should I spell it out?
It's just spelled out. It's all words.
Okay. An alternative hypothesis is at least one of
one means
the means is different.
Yeah.
Is different.
Yes.
Okay. My phone keeps staring at me, like lighting up when I get any new messages, and I just want it out of my face. Okay, it's like I don't need it right now. Okay, design the sample. Which sampling method will your group use? Now, we're not going to use a simple random sample because he said that we can't really do that.
Uh-huh.
Review the different collection methods. Okay. So, divide, like a cluster sample, if we were to divide into groups, would that mean dividing the coins into groups of like groups and then sample all of them, or? No. Stratified. Divide it into groups.
Convenient sample. I don't know. Whatever coins I have in my penny bank right now.
Okay, we could do systematic sample. You know, I have a coin.
Still have to gather up every coin of the population.
Okay.
How can this even work? I'm serious. Like,
Right.
divide into groups and do a simple random sample on, like, we can't do, so we can't do stratified. Because we can't do a simple random sample on anything. Systematic. I don't get this.
It's a convenient sample.
It is one of those invalid things. It doesn't matter. But if we are,
what if we took, like, I took all the pennies I can find in my house.
But
so I've organized pennies into my group and then take a simple random sample out of those.
Of those pennies.
Would that
The thing
qualify
is-
as stratified?
It almost seems like the only option.
not.
Well, I mean, stratified or cluster, because
Right.
I don't know. I feel like I probably have a very random sample of pennies in my house compared to all the pennies in the world.
They are from the whole population of the world.
I don't know.
I like your stratified sample
dividing
example,
into groups and
how
doing a
we
simple
divide
random.
all of ours into groups, and then do we draw from a hat at that point, like the name
That's
of
a
which
nice
coin to
idea.
choose, and that's what we get to test.
Well, Julius is kind of stuck picking from his own.
He is, but he still has his
His
That's true. He
own.
just lists
1
all of
cent,
the
10
different
cent.
coins that he has access to, and then
Yeah.
Wait, you guys are saying we would be mixing up the, no, we would just be gathering our pennies. We're not gathering every single coin in our house, right?
well, whatever. We
just
each have to like draw a
choose
type
which
of a
one of
coin
them.
out of a hat. So I would draw
Okay.
out, and I say, "Oh, I got dimes." So now I got to find all the dimes in my house
Right.
and line them up, and then
Okay.
use my randomizer on my phone to pick which dimes to use
Okay.
or something. I don't, just that's kind of what he said, to just make it as random as you can.
Yeah, I would think that the stratified is our only choice, because we don't want to divide into groups and do a simple random sample and then sample all. We don't want to do that.
Okay, but
Right.
just I'm trying to figure this out, right? So we
Mhm.
can't take a simple random sample from each group, because that's under the stratified sample, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what we're trying to do is divide all of these into a group, but then we take like all like 10 items from one specific group. So isn't that more of a cluster sample?
Well, it's kind of like a simple random sample of a cluster sample.
Right.
I don't know. We might have to ask him about that one, how we describe this.
You could just write cluster or stratified sample
Okay.
because we've
Yeah,
determined that it's probably going to have to be one of those, right?
Okay. This requires a lot of thought, he said.
I like my convenience sample. If that's an
Just a
option.
describe in detail how you will pick, ensure that how you will pick, ensure the experimental units are selected randomly. So just as long as we describe exactly how we do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
Because
put a question mark by that.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, do we have to fill out this whole thing? Is this all due? Yes, design the study. Okay. Sorry.
He said, if you choose to do a random sample, please describe in detail how you would pick the blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
We didn't choose that.
Well, we aren't
So
doing
choosing
it
that.
through.
please note that, please review the data collection methods. So we don't have to describe in detail
We
anything.
do in 9.
Oh, okay. Dang it. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't get away from that.
Detail how your group will collect data. Using
Well,
our
collecting
sample.
data, that's how we're going to do the drop of coins.
Oh, okay.
Collect the data. Okay. We will collect our data by
Selecting 10 similar coins or selecting,
gathering all of our coins in our house.
sure.
Well, this
Or
is
all of
collecting
our-
the data, not collecting the sample.
This is
Oh,
about
okay.
collecting the data. Yeah.
Okay. By selecting.
Yeah, number 8 is how we decide which coins we're using. We need to explain it there, but we don't know how we're going to do that yet.
Okay.
But let me read you what this girl put for her.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, please.
It's really funny. She says, my methods were, firstly, I built a platform 17 inches high with Legos. Secondly, I placed the quarters at the edge of the Lego structure. Thirdly, I pushed all the quarters off the structure at the same time. Fourthly, I recorded how many quarters landed with the tail side up. Fifthly, I redropped all the coins that landed with the head side up. Then I repeated steps 2 to 5 until all the quarters landed with the tail side up. After that, I repeated steps 2 to 6 using pennies, nickels, dimes, and 50-cent coins. Finally, I cleaned up.
Oh, cute. Good girl.
That is cute. I like it.
So anyway, that's how she did it. I don't know if we have to have each of us doing it exactly the same way, like from the same height.
I don't think I'm going to mess with height personally.
I think it would make a difference, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of.
Could we just say table height? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Because there's
tables
specific.
relatively standard?
They have specific measurements for what's considered counter height, bar height, or table height.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
So I think by generalizing it that way, because you know the average height of them. Unless
You don't want to build a Lego structure?
I'd have to go out and buy some Legos.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, we have so many Legos in my house.
So do we. Okay. All right. So we will collect our data by selecting 10. Is this what we're doing? We're down to our selecting 10 like coins. Is that right?
For 9?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, 10 light coins and dropping them. Are we going to say table height? Maybe we all need to go measure our tables and see if they're similar. They should be. Tables
Yeah.
are generally pretty
That's a
similar.
good point. Yeah, chairs and yeah. Should we do? Well, I was going to say chair height, but table height's fine. From table,
Chair height, they may not bounce.
they would be very different. Yeah. Okay, so we will collect our data by selecting 10 like coins each. Should I say each?
Sure.
And dropping them from table height or table height.
Yeah, just say table height.
Doesn't make any sense. Okay, why won't it let me do that?
I don't know. It's weird. Here, try the button. There. Nope, that doesn't work either.
Well, let's try to.
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird. From table height, well, we can let me just go like that and see if that would make anything better.
It's weird.
It's annoying. Okay. All right. So we'll it's selecting 10 like coins each and dropping them from table height. We will. Okay. So this is our specific detail. Then we have to make this really. This is where we have to be super simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the first sentence, put dropping them all at once. from
Oh
table
yes,
height.
like coins, all at once each, or like coins, dropping
them all at once
dropping
from
them
table
all
height.
at once. Do we say using a ruler?
She didn't
Is
say
that
that.
what-
I think I was imagining that when I was reading her thing.
Oh, I
So
like
I think
that.
it's like you use your arm or whatever.
Because an
Put a
arm
ruler
can
with
do it
you.
at different times, or I mean, I don't know that matters, but just I guess what matters is where they land or how they
You could
land.
say all at once, or you could say simultaneously.
There you go.
So
That
not
sounds
copying anything.
better.
Does that sound so third grade?
Dropping them
Yeah.
simultaneous. Okay, EOUS
LY.
simultaneously. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
using a ruler from table height.
Yes.
Then we will redrop.
Uh-huh.
Any coins? The coins? Any coins? I don't know. The coins that
The
landed
coins.
tail side up.
Is tail side that hyphenated? No, I don't know.
I don't know.
Tail
And
side
repeat
up
the experiment.
and repeat. Oh, should we do
Redrop.
these in steps? Redrop. We said then we will redrop. Excuse me, the coins that land tail side up.
And repeat until we get all heads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that enough stuff? Because he said, oh, that was on number 9. He said, be very detailed, several sentences, more than 2. That's what he said in the video. That's only 2 sentences. So let's see. We will collect our data by selecting 10 light coins each and dropping them simultaneously using a ruler from table height. Then we will redrop the coins that land tail side up and repeat this process. I don't know.
Yeah, until we get all heads. So, say I do that. I have my quarters all lined up, and let's say it took me 5 times to get all of them heads side up. How many times do I repeat the entire process
Oh boy.
That's a good
to
question.
get an accurate average? Do I need to do it 30 times to get n equals 30?
We might have to because we're all selecting different coins, correct?
Okay. And so we'll each repeat that 30 times.
This is going to be so fun.
Oh, my kids are going to love it, though. They'll help me.
I was going to say, they're gonna be like, what is banging all over the floor?
Okay, so is that what we're going to describe in this, the collecting data process? So after we repeat this until we get all heads, we will record how many times it took us.
Yep.
Okay.
Record the results.
Okay, we repeat until we get all heads. Then we will record. We will repeat this. until
we have to
get all
record
heads.
that. Yep. We record that result and repeat
We'll like
29 more
like for,
times.
like for that cycle and repeat for, like, you could say 30 cycles. I don't know, like maybe not
Yeah.
cycle,
So
but you know.
we will record our results from. Okay, I'm sorry. I need some words.
We'll record our result and then repeat the process 30 times.
Repeat the
experiment.
Okay.
You could say we could repeat the experiment or the process.
Yeah.
I like to repeat the process.
do
But record results.
because we already said process this process until so maybe we could
What if? Oh,
repeat
here's an
this.
idea.
Yeah, and then we'll get all heads.
Sorry, my mind is going back to how we're going to select these.
Okay.
It's hard because Julius, we don't have access to Julius's coins, but I just
Mhm.
thought, well, we could put the names of each coin and then put it through an app, that randomly selects, and we'll do it for each of us, and that's our assigned coin.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that meets the requirements.
I don't have access to like 50-cent coins. I'd have to go to the bank, so we leave that one out. But
Yeah.
I'm assuming we all have access to 10 of the others.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just put all the different coins that Julius has access to and randomly select one for him once we find that out.
I think so.
So that you're talking about so that we can determine which coin for each of us to use.
That way, it's not like I pick pennies. It's like I have to wait to get assigned a coin. That way,
Right.
It's not makes it a little more random than picking one.
Uh-huh.
And I guess if we select a coin from Ghana, then we just redo it until we get US currency. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know.
That part will not be random. That can't be because he's the
Yeah.
only one who's that one.
Okay. Sorry. I was just still trying to go through how we're going to random sample this.
Well, we could put all the available kinds for us, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and randomly select one for each of us, and then put all the different kinds that he has access to and randomly select one for him. That way he's not
Right. He's
influencing-
still at a random.
Yeah, he's randomly getting one just like us.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true. Okay.
Do you want me to create a Google Excel file
Could you?
that we can put all the data on?
Could you? In this child's experiment, did they show their data by chance?
She just wrote it out.
Dang it.
Let me go back to it.
Firstly, secondly, and thirdly.
I loved that. Fourthly.
So the average number of times dropped were quarters 4, pennies 5, nickels 5, dimes 5, and 50-cent coins 4. But it doesn't say she did each type of coin, more than one time. So I don't know how accurate her results are.
Yeah.
We're questioning a third grader's results.
This is not a very scientific study she did.
Okay.
So we're going to have 4 samples, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
categories.
and 30 results for each. Yeah.
Right.
And then 30 samples for each coin.
Yes,
we use.
each time we do it is one sample. Okay.
And are we going to yeah, we need to make this Excel so we could map it out what we would be writing.
This is still bugging me. Oh, maybe I fixed it. Oh, I fixed it.
Good job.
So number 9.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, so what we've stated in 9, is that answering the question?
How your group will collect data. Oh.
I think so.
Because this is how we're conducting our study.
We don't know which one we're going to be using, whether it's cluster or stratified. And we have to be referring to step 8.
I feel like it's more stratified because we're going to divide them into different categories. Well, no, that's not right. I don't know.
I think it seems to me like it's more stratified because we're not sampling all as we would in cluster. We're dividing it into groups, but we're doing a simple random sample. We're not sampling all. So it seems to me like it would be stratified. And then
It seems like any of those you have to have access to the entire population, and we obviously don't. So maybe our population needs to be smaller. Maybe it just needs to be the coins we have in our house.
in our houses, that might be true.
I don't know.
Population of two-sided coins in our homes. But that's 4 different homes.
But these coins were collected from the population.
True.
They didn't come from our homes. They came from outside sources. I don't know if we can answer that one yet until we talk to him more about it.
Let's let him. I mean, we can just see what he says. You know, he says he's going to give feedback, and I don't know that he's docking us for grading. And he said he's just going to keep sending it back to us until it's good.
Right.
It's not like we're going to be penalized for trying, you know,
Right.
if it's not right.
So did we answer going to 9? It says, what sample sizes are you planning to obtain per population?
We did not answer.
So, but isn't that why isn't our sample size 10 per population that we're choosing?
Well, our sample size will be 30 because we're doing 30 tests. Right?
Okay.
Our N will equal 30, I think. I don't know. My brain's going in circles.
Yeah, I wonder if we need to. I'm just wondering if we need to take a little breather. Like if I don't know that I can necessarily do it without.
Well, we can move on
and see what else there is, and come back to these after we think about it. And maybe finish it tomorrow.
Okay. Review the requirements in the text for your chosen method from step 6 and discuss why your study is in alignment with the requirements. So step 6 was why is our test quantitative? Okay. Our test is...
So the requirements of an ANOVA test.
Our test is quantitative with 3 or more samples because
we're testing more than
This is we want to analyze several means at once on a hypothesis test. That's what an ANOVA
Good
test
job. Way to make it sound scientific.
Well, that's right from the notes. So
Yeah.
you have to
we want to analyze several means.
several means at once.
Sounds very familiar. At once.
A hypothesis test.
In a hypothesis test?
That's what I've got.
In a
hypothesis test.
We have how many samples, just so that we have 30 samples, or we have 10? Or 4?
Well, we
Because-
have 4 categories, like
We're testing 4.
4 different samples, or
But
Well, our N will be 30,
mhm.
but so that sample size.
$30. Testing.
4 types of coins.
Well, does it want to know the requirements where, like for an ANOVA test, the requirements is that the data are normally distributed and the variances are equal? We don't know that yet, right?
Why your study is aligned with the, is it saying the
So is it-
requirement?
That's I don't know if it means those specific requirements or
Oh.
just the general description of each.
I think why you would use which
Use
test.
it.
That's what I think.
Mhm.
Makes more sense at this stage in the.
Yeah, because we don't know we're testing 4 types of coins.
Now, didn't he say no surveys?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh no.
He said, yeah, he really discourages it.
Mhm. We do not involve human subjects.
No,
we do.
thank you. So we
We do.
skip down.
We are not doing animal testing.
Funny.
Oh,
The
no.
instructor has so he's supposed to give. Now, how do I attach? Oh, so now we go to 18. Oh, just kidding. Do we have to answer 18, or is it saying
Answer
skip to
no.
19? So we don't
Skip.
have to do 18.
Skip
Okay,
to 17,
so-
19.
We just need his approval, right?
Right. So we just got to put our names.
Where do we put our?
Or never mind. It's just 19.
Okay,
We're just
No,
waiting
that's
for
what we don't
approval.
have to do. He said he's not going to look at these until Saturday.
Okay.
So we have time to kind of like,
Brainstorm some of this.
yeah, we can talk about it a little tomorrow, maybe after our quiz, or
Okay.
and if we need to, we can revisit it on Friday. Thank you guys both so much for working on this like this quickly. I just feel like he kind of sprung it on us so quickly that it's hard to.
Yeah.
I mean, we're lucky that we had this time this week, all 3
Right.
of us. Unfortunately, not Julius, but
Right.
you know.
Right. Hey, Meredith, will you
Yeah.
create a Google Doc for Excel just for me to start plugging in different things we'll be testing?
You can't collect
working on
data
that
until
right
we-
now.
Well, I know we
Oh.
can't collect it at this point.
Uh-huh.
I was just thinking of just filling in. We're going to be selecting the coins, just
Yes,
kind of
definitely.
an
No,
outline of
I'm
it.
teasing. I'm not like gonna
like,
get
no.
mad at you. Do whatever you want.
I'm like, I'm not, I promise. I just thought, if it's one less thing that we have to work on,
Totally.
because it's going to be kind of a lot to work on in the last few weeks.
Yeah, it is with our test as the same, and Thanksgiving, and you're going to be traveling. And, yeah.
Oh my
Family
gosh.
coming into town. So wait, are you in Colorado Springs?
I am.
Yeah, because my in-laws are in Colorado Springs, and they're going to be coming here for Christmas or for Thanksgiving. So
Oh, for fun.
Um,
Fun.
all right,
So what is your time change over there?
we're
Where-
2 hours different,
Okay.
I think, because you're Mountain Time, aren't you?
Correct.
Or you? Okay, yeah. So I'm 2 hours different. So we
Okay.
start these at noon for me.
Because I was wondering if, because I asked if we could do our group meeting on that Monday of the week of Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Would we want to do it at a different time that would be more convenient for you, or should we just keep it at our time?
I'm okay with our time. It works for me because my kids are in school and that,
Yep.
they don't get home until like 2 something,
Okay.
or one of them does. So it works for me, but
All
I
right.
can always do earlier. Later
Do it
is a
Wednesday?
little harder. On Monday, right before
21st?
Thanksgiving,
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I prefer that.
the same time.
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, that works
Let's
for me
keep
too.
it then.
Yep.
And we have plenty of time to get that test finished.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Well, I've made a Google sheet that just lists coin type number 1, coin type number 2, which we can change those once we determine which coins we're using.
Right.
And then just columns all the way along the side, test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, all the way to 30. Anything else you want me to put on this
Where are we going to mark?
at this point?
Are we even recording each time we push it off, or are we just recording how many times it takes us?
It takes.
Okay.
Just how many times it takes so you get all heads.
Okay.
Okay, well, I will give you guys access to this one.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to stop the broadcast unless you think it's going to be a long one.
I
Poor
know.
Julius, if he has to watch this whole thing. Lots of pauses and whatnot.
He's going to laugh at how we pronounce things.
Probably.
He's
How
like,
stupid we are when it comes to guns.
Yeah, exactly.